Andrei was a young, ambitious employee at a large bank, striving for career growth. His job often required a lot of time and effort, but he knew it was necessary to achieve his goals. Known for his professionalism and attention to detail, the management entrusted him with the most important tasks. The past few weeks had been especially stressful. Projects followed one after another, and Andrei rarely found time to rest. Today, he had to submit important reports and sign several contracts that could bring significant revenue to the bank. He was confident that successfully completing this task would open up new opportunities for him. Immersed in thoughts about the upcoming tasks, he left for the highway earlier than usual, hoping to avoid the morning traffic. The route lay through an abandoned village, about which various rumors circulated. People said strange events happened there, that people disappeared without a trace. But Andrei didn't pay much attention, considering it mere fiction. His thoughts were interrupted by the sight of a girl on the roadside. In the headlights, she looked even stranger and more mysterious. Andrei was not used to leaving people in trouble, so he stopped the car to offer help. The girl looked as if she had experienced something terrible. Her trembling voice and fear in her eyes made him realize that something horrifying had happened. "Do you need help?" he asked, rolling down the window. She slowly turned to him, her eyes full of horror. Andrei noticed her strangely bent legs ending in hooves, and he recoiled, but she quickly spoke. "Please don't leave me here. They will come for me." Fighting his inner fear and disbelief, Andrei decided to help. The girl got into the front seat, and they continued driving. Her presence in the car created a sense of ominous threat. "Who are they?" he finally asked. "Dark forces," she whispered. "They came for me from the depths of hell." With each kilometer, the atmosphere grew tenser. The car radio began to crackle and hiss, creating strange interference. The girl squeezed his hand. "They are already close," she said in a trembling voice. The asphalt road suddenly disappeared, and the car ended up on a viscous, black mass resembling a swamp. Around them stood dark figures with glowing red eyes, slowly approaching. Andrei tried to speed up, but the car got stuck. The girl began to scream, and strange, terrifying voices started whispering indistinct words around them. "We need to get out," Andrei shouted, jumping out of the car. They ran towards the nearest forest, which turned out to be a trap rather than a refuge. The trees seemed alive, their branches grabbing at the fleeing pair, trying to hold them back. "We won't get out of here," the girl sobbed. "They are stronger than us." Andrei kept running, feeling his consciousness begin to scatter. The voices grew louder, pulling him into the darkness. Suddenly, he found himself on a regular road leading to the city. Everything that had happened seemed like a nightmare. Exhausted, he reached the nearest roadside cafe. People looked at him suspiciously, but no one dared to approach. Andrei tried to call the office, but his phone didn't work. He realized he had lost all the documents left in the car. A few hours later, a patrol car found him. The police took him to a hospital. Doctors diagnosed severe nervous exhaustion and psychological trauma. Andrei couldn't explain what exactly had happened to him, but memories of the horrifying adventures haunted him. He spent several months in the hospital. Doctors and psychologists tried to help him cope with the experience, but nightmares plagued him every night. Sometimes he saw the girl with hooves, sometimes he heard those same whispering voices. One day, when Andrei finally began to believe his life was returning to normal, he received a letter with no return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper with a short message: "They will come again." Since then, Andrei has lived in fear, not knowing what awaits him around the corner. But one thing he knew for sure: that hell left an indelible mark on his mind. 12 years passed. Andrei spent all this time in a psychiatric hospital. Doctors came and went, diagnoses changed, but his condition remained the same. Therapy and medication only helped temporarily. Sometimes he would wake up at night, gripped by panic, remembering that day. The nurses would find him in a cold sweat, repeatedly saying the same thing: "They will come again." His life became a vicious cycle of fear and madness. Friends and colleagues had long stopped visiting him. He became just a shadow of the person he once was. Even the most qualified specialists couldn't understand what really happened to him that day. 12 years later, Andrei was still waiting for them to come again.